You look at all of the propaganda that was thrown his way, the lies, the smears, the attacks that were thrown his way, how many times they actually tried to throw him in jail. And even at that, man, that mugshot will go down in history.
You can't silence the truth forever. Tulsi Gabbard just lit up the stage and the deep state is shaking. You guys gotta check this video out.
This is the best way to end the week. Good to get away from DC, but seeing all of you, and I've been sitting back there listening to the incredible speakers and the questions that you're asking. Russell Brand, I don't know if I took a breath the whole time he was talking. I love you too, man, wherever you are. Thank you, thank you. It is truly awesome and energizing to be here with all of you. I hope that you are feeling energized and inspired by all of the incredible speakers, Brett Cooper, Riley Gaines, everyone coming through here. But I just want to tell you that you inspire me, seriously. You know, DC, there are some good days and there are some dark days.
Yep.
But what keeps me going are people like you. People like you who made it possible for President Trump to get elected and create this.
Boom, there it is right there. Those people didn't make it possible for Trump to get elected. The media, the swamp, those people avoided everything for Trump to get elected. But the craziest part about it all is we, the people, overpowered them all because we wanted change. And we are finally going to see change. Let's keep going, guys. Make sure you're liking the video.
Truly transformational and historic moment that we are living in here today. We are here because thousands of young leaders like you, great Americans all across the country, they put partisan politics aside and recognized the opportunity to bring in a president who would fight for every single American. And that's exactly what we're doing in Washington every day. When we look back, and I feel like, you know, it's been, what, 6 months-ish since President Trump has been in office, not even 6 months hardly. What happened in that year leading up to the election? It feels like such a long time ago, but I want to spend just a moment on this because it's important for us to recognize what Steve Bannon was just talking about, the deep state. When we go back and look at all of those days that President Trump had to spend in a courtroom because of the constant lawfare that was being waged against him by his political opponents and the deep state, who were terrified that the American people might choose to elect him once again. You look at all of the propaganda that was thrown his way, the lies, the smears, the attacks that were thrown his way, how many times they actually tried to throw him in jail. And even at that, man, that mugshot will go down in history as one of the best pictures ever. All of their attempts to take.
So guys, right there, that mugshot was a symbol of resistance. That's the face of a man they tried to bury, but they literally just couldn't because we stood up. It's not Trump that scares them. It's you, because you can't censor millions of people that choose to wake up. Let's keep going, guys. Like I said before, make sure you're liking the video.
Take him off the ballot. As we were going through that, I often reflected at really what was behind it. They were there thinking, okay, we have all of this power. We need to silence him, undermining our democratic republic as they claim to be doing so to save democracy. But when we really take a step back, we recognize that they were acting out of fear. They were terrified of losing their perceived power. They're terrified of their own personal position or fame or profit or whatever the thing was. They were terrified, ultimately afraid of us. Terrified that in the United States of America, that was built on the foundation of these ideals of freedom and liberty for every single American, terrified that we may actually use our freedom, that we may lift.
So they want freedom as long as you don't use it. And the moment you do, you're labeled as a threat. That's not democracy. That's dictatorship in disguise. Gotta pay attention. Let's keep going.
Up our voices and stand up for and work hard to bring about the vision that our founding fathers had for us. A government that is truly of, by, and for the people.
Yep.
To me, that is what President Trump's America First agenda is all about. That's why the deep state fought so hard to try to stop us from even having the freedom to choose who we wanted as our president and commander in chief. And despite their best efforts, we, the people, prevailed.
Mm.
And this memory of this, which every one of us played our own role in bringing about, is so important to keep at the forefront, because the deep state has not gone away. They exist within every single agency of the federal government, in the national security state, and the propaganda media. They are continuing to fight hard every single day, in spite of the fact that the voices of the people delivered this resounding victory for President Trump and to our country, saying unequivocally, we are coming together, Americans from all different backgrounds and different walks of life, saying we choose freedom. We choose peace. We choose to come together for truth. Not my truth or your truth or their truth, but fundamental objective truth. We come together for common sense. And with President Trump's election, we, the people, have brought about this revolution that brings us back to our founding principles, that brings us back to our founding documents, our Constitution. This is the oath that we all swore, the oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And by the way, it is the same oath that every person who goes and works within the intelligence community takes. Every employee swears this oath. It's important for us to keep it front and center because it is foundational to who we are. That we remember what we are fighting for. When we talk about freedom, we are talking about freedom of speech.
Yep.
Remembering that it wasn't that long ago that we had parents speaking up for the safety and well-being of their children at Board of Education meetings who, under the Biden administration, were then targeted as domestic violent extremists. We have to remember how, and these are documents that we will be declassifying and releasing very soon, about how on day one of the Biden administration, meaning January 21st of 2021, his national security advisor issued a memo essentially laying the groundwork for who they would be targeting as domestic violent extremists.
Oh, wow.
And one of the documents that was ordered, one of the directives that was given in this memo, was to the Director of National Intelligence to come up with a document that went into very specific descriptions of what to look out for when we are looking for domestic violent extremists.
Listen.
And so what you'll see there are detailed descriptions of what we would later see the Biden administration target. Those who were complaining about or unhappy with COVID-19 mandates and policies. Parents who were afraid that their children might be forced to get the vaccine when they went to school against their parents' wishes.
Under Trump, parents are patriots. If you protect your child, you're an extremist. That's Biden's America. Let me know which one of those two that you like more. Let's keep going.
People who were expressing anti-authority views. I could go on in this list of people, groups, thoughts, free speech, they were labeled as domestic violent extremists, and then use that label to go and then force these tech companies, some of them were willing, some unwilling, to censor Americans' free speech in the name of going after domestic violent extremists.
So listen, guys, the really scary part about this that a lot of people don't want to admit, and I'm gonna be the guy to tell you, it's insane. But they didn't just fail to stop Trump. They didn't stop the MAGA train. But one thing that they didn't fix, they created a movement that probably will never ever go back to sleep. And that's what they're scared of. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.